Nestled along the I-80 corridor between Sacramento and San Francisco, California, is the quaint, vibrant community of Vacaville. With just under 100,000 people, the city enjoys a low crime rate, but still has its share of quality of life issues like homelessness. Marty McGinty used to be homeless in Vacaville.
So I was homeless between February 2015 until December 2016. It was just hanging on every day as survival, just to try to make it through each day, to protect yourself from the creeps out there, to stay away from them and stay, to myself.
Realizing the need to help people like Marty, the Vacaville Police Department received COPS grant funding and created the Community Response Unit. It's a best practice model focused on building relationships and trust within the homeless community. Chief John Carley says creating the unit has changed how his officers view the issue of homelessness and how they respond to calls dealing with quality of life issues.
We don't focus on it from a criminal standpoint. The reality is a person who is without a home is living on the streets.
Lieutenant Mark Donaldson oversees the unit.
Early on, as we established the Community Response Unit, there were some challenges for sure. Some of the challenges we faced were those misperceptions that we were just going to go out and do enforcement. But we realized that we can't solve the problem of homelessness through enforcement alone. And really, over time, it was building that trust with our homeless community.
Sergeant Dave Kellis works to build that trust. He visits different spots within the community, looking for those without a home, hoping to provide them options to improve their situations, like he did for Marty.
It took quite a bit of time to build positive relationships with the homeless community because prior to the formation of my unit, the vast majority of our homeless population's interaction with the police were negative. So they were obviously initially very distrustful of the police and my unit specifically. And it took a long time of us kind of repeatedly putting ourselves out there and letting them know that we're there to help for them to trust us. It took a couple of people kind of taking that leap and willing to let us try to help them, and the other homeless community members seeing the results of that, to where they slowly began to trust us and understand that we were there to help.
If it wasn't for Sergeant Kellis stepping in and just saying, no, she needs a place, I would not have had this place. And I would not be in the situation where I'm falling out, getting my guard down. I feel like I can relax, I can feel safe, and I can start to heal.
You've got to think outside the box of traditional police work. You've got to change your mentality to realize that very often what we're dealing with in dealing with homeless situations isn't always police work, it's more social work. And if you're not willing to take those steps and do those things, you're not going to be successful.
It changes the dynamic of how officers respond to calls because it's no longer simply an enforcement call. The idea of engaging someone who's homeless is very different than looking at them as just another call for service. It's what services are available to them. Do we have housing for them? Do we have services for mental health counseling?
As part of the ongoing effort, Vacaville PD partners with both the public and private sector to bring important services to the homeless community. This includes working with faith-based leaders, mental health care professionals, social workers, business community leaders, veterans organizations, and housing providers.
With Chief Carley, we seek his advice in everything we do. He's open to meetings in his busy schedule. When we do emergency sheltering, we always consult with him. What is the best practice? We want to talk to him about mitigating, attracting homeless persons from other communities, because we don't want to build it and then they come. And so we seek his advice, and we always communicate with our police so they know what we're up to and what we're doing.
Since starting the Community Response Unit in 2016, the city has seen a 20% reduction in homelessness. The department believes coming up with long-term solutions allows for accountability and slow, steady change that provides a better quality of life for every member of this community.
I'm very proud of my officers here. I can honestly say that I work with some of the best people that I could have ever imagined over the years, and to be the chief of police in an agency that is so vested and invested in the community that we serve is something that I absolutely cannot even express in words.
And I am so thankful for the Vacaville Police Department. You guys have been just incredible, the way you interact with people and your behavior. I mean, I've watched some of the homeless people and the way they treat you guys, and it's like, wow, and you guys still come back with such integrity and dignity towards them, which I don't think they get, but it's been amazing, and I'm very impressed by how you guys conduct yourself very much.